Right, so let's start with the Qualistar Plus range. Could you tell me what they're used for?
Yeah, so the Qualistar Plus range really, which is the 8331, 8333 and 8336, so we've got pretty much 3 models in the range. And they are used for what I would say the general power quality type functions. So we looked at what a power and energy logger is in the last video, and we said that a power quality analyzer really then looks for faster events, and it also is useful because we've actually got the display on the screen and we can see more stuff in real time. So something like our 8331 tester doesn't have a massive memory inside it for storing things, so it probably wouldn't be suitable for logging over long periods of time, but it's great because you can actually see everything that's going on the screen. So a particular customer who may want to do some real-time diagnostics and isn't as bothered about logging over long periods of time might go for something like the 8331, whereas somebody who wanted a product with a larger memory capacity and the ability to measure readings over a longer period of time might go towards the 8336. The difference is also can be the number of current and voltage inputs as well, varies depending on the device. So really the sort of top end of the Qualistar Plus range is the 8336, which has got the 4 current inputs and gives you really all of the flexibility to do a majority of the power quality test that you would want to carry out, whereas something like the 8331 is a more entry-level product, really aimed more at real-time analysis and actually looking at things in real time and not so much measuring over long periods.
Yeah, okay. And so could you tell us a bit about their key features and the advantages of these power quality analyzers, please?
Yeah, so one of the things we sort of pride ourselves on with Chauvin Arnoux power quality analyzers, and you can see this mirrored with the newer models as well, is a very easy and simple user interface. Yeah. So everything is based really around these sort of blue buttons on the front here where you can actually see all of the different features that are in here. So whether it's looking at waveforms in real time, it's looking at harmonics, it's maybe doing some trend mode analysis, or even setting alarms so we can monitor the installation and look for particular events. So if the voltage goes over a certain amount, it'll record that event, or goes under a certain amount. We've also got the ability to look for transients and inrush currents, so the faster events we can set it up and wait for it to trigger when those events happen, and they will be captured within the device. So these are great devices for anybody who's looking at really the power quality parameters and wanting to actually record what's going on, but also to be able to see it in real time on here and get the advantage of having a really simple, really easy user interface. And the great thing is with these is pretty much everything is all on the device. Okay. So we do have accompanying software. So we do have our PAT software, power analyzer transfer software that goes along with these, and we can download the results and analyze those afterwards. But a majority of stuff can be done on the screen, on site, in real time, which is really powerful for somebody who's doing power quality analysis on site and wants to get on with it there and then. They don't want to just do it and then have to put it onto a PC and look what's going on. It's all there on the screen in your hands in front of you. Efficient. Yeah. And just with the software, is that an additional purchase or is that provided with the... No, the power analyzer transfer is free. So that's free software. So that's often something that's missed with our products, is even with the PEL transfer software that comes with the PELs, or the PAT transfer that comes with these, what the customer can do is they can even provide that to their customer. Okay. So rather than giving them a PDF document that they've got to try and look at and zoom in, they can actually give them the free download link for our software and the original download files, and the end user customer then can zoom in, zoom out, forwards, backwards, export data and do all of the things, really with that data and really get the most use out of the data. So that's a real strength that actually we don't always talk about enough with these products, is the ability to actually have that free analysis software. Makes it really customizable to what you need, doesn't it? And really powerful for the customers, because often a customer may be actually carrying out a logging session on behalf of their client, and their client will want to analyse the data. Maybe that's a consultant or an engineer who needs that data for something, or maybe an installer. So being able to actually pass that data on and not having an extra charge for the software is a really powerful tool, and actually why a lot of people actually choose these products, because the software is freely available. So what sort of electrical systems can the Qualistar Plus power quality analyzers be used on? So generally they can be used on pretty much any electrical installation you're going to come across. Okay. So with the inputs, generally they're designed obviously for use with probably 3-phase, normal mains 230 volts, 400 volt electrical installations. But there is an option in here that if they've been used with voltage transformers, they can be used on high voltage installations as well. We've also got a wide range of current sensors that are available that make them, you know, applicable to AC and DC circuits and different ranges of DC circuits. We've even got current sensors that can again be used with current transformers on high voltage installations, so we can measure virtually anything from high voltage substations all the way down to individual pieces of equipment within installations and even DC.
Can they be used on single and split phase, or is it just three phase?
No, they can be used on single phase as well. So single phase, split phase, three phase, all sorts of parameters. Effectively, you've got sort of 4 current inputs on this 8336, and we've got 5 voltage inputs on there as well. So it's very flexible. It just comes down to how you set it up within the instrument, and also what current sensors you're using with that, because obviously different current sensors, you know, we've got current sensors from sort of a meter long and even longer than that, all the way down to smaller, more sensitive current clamps as well. So there's a massive range of different inputs you can have with these devices to make them suit a wide range of electrical installations.
So there's really no installation that they can't be used on?
No, pretty much that's it, yeah.
What sort of buildings can they be used to analyse?
So generally these would normally be sort of more commercial industrial type installations, and I say they're normally used in that environment just because that's generally where most power quality surveys carry out. You could use these on a single phase circuit in a home if you wanted to. It's unusual as that as an application, because quite often you don't normally see sort of serious power quality issues at that level, but they would be suitable for that. We could measure DC installations, so for example PV systems you could actually analyse, but generally these are normally used in sort of commercial, large industrial type 3-phase installations where we're looking for specific power quality issues. But as I said, we've actually got the option to use these with current transformers and with voltage transformers, so they could even be used on high voltage infrastructure like a high voltage substation or something like that as well. So you've really got the full range, all the way from sort of utility scale all the way through to even down to domestic and even a single circuit if you wanted to.
So considering all that, to whom would you recommend the Chauvin Arnoux Qualistar power quality analyzers?
So really these are targeted at people who are working in, as I said before, sort of larger commercial or industrial type installations where they want to get a grip on what's going on in the installation, where that's looking at energy efficiency. So they're trying to target energy efficiency savings and things like that, maybe power factor and other parameters like that to make the installation more efficient. Or maybe people who are diagnosing specific issues relating to power quality. So that may be premature failure rates, that could be nuisance tripping, all sorts of things. We also see these used a lot in commissioning. So if somebody's building a new data center, for example, they want to prove that the electrical installation, the supply to it is clean and meets the power quality standards. And when the battery backup systems kick in, then that doesn't affect the installation, things like that. So these can also be used in commissioning as well to actually prove a new installation to make sure that it's safe. So generally it would be electricians, electrical engineers who are probably going to be using these, but we do also see building owners, we also see facility managers and people like that actually buying and installing these devices to get a grip on what's going on with the electrical installation as well. So there's a very wide user base for these type of products.
Yeah, and lots of people could benefit from
almost anyone really from that side of things. But yeah, we do have a typical user base, which is your sort of electricians and facilities people and engineers who are really into that area of work.